possibility I'm creating for myself is living in the moment, which means stop worrying about anything. Just live in the moment of now. That's all.
Yeah.
I want to create a possibility of leading a simple life with one-to-one relationships, with having nothing that is unwanted and having everything authentic. I want to do that. I know it'll take more than 2 weeks, but it's a start.
Beautiful.
I'm creating the possibility of starting my dream career and being persistent and increasing my confidence during my interview within the next month.
What's your dream career?
ICU nurse.
Woo!
I'm creating the possibility of being less frivolous, having a less frivolous lifestyle, and caring a little bit more about my peers and
Okay. Yes. Third row yet? Okay. It's happening faster than I thought. I looked down and it's already gone.
The possibility I want to create is finding a job, like a good job that I actually want that pertains to what I'm studying and also that pays really well.
So the possibility of what kind of job?
I want to become a registered behavioral therapist.
Well, I mean, like the possibility, like extraordinary, inspiring jobs, something you love, like what?
Yeah, like a job that I'm like extremely passionate about.
Oh yeah, yeah, beautiful. Awesome, Andrea.
First time up here today. How's everybody doing? So I wrote 3 really quick things. For my career, I'm creating the possibility to finish boot camp by doing everything I can do by my best and by not making any stories and just doing it. And where I want to be, the possibility of being secure and happy, and how I feel about a certain person, I want to create the possibility of standing for them even if that's not what they want from me. Just being present.
Being a stand for people, yes. Love it.
I'm creating the possibility of paying my bills on time and avoiding overdraft fees and late fees.
Right, integrity, great. Great job.
The possibility I'm inventing for my life is being the top producer at my company and being committed to following through with tasks. So like whether the goals or just doing a simple task, just like going and just completely finishing it through. So even with all the distractions there. So.
Completing, yeah, great. Do the project. So acknowledge everybody. Yeah. Great work. Man, tonight's really fun. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get into groups, okay? I want you to get in your groups, and I want you to make sure, Jason, and all of you, to get the aisles open so I can walk. And I want you guys to get in your groups in a half moon and face me, okay? So next minute or two, get in your groups in a half moons, anywhere you want, but just make sure you're facing me.
With the chairs or without chairs?
With chairs, yeah. Hey, Jason, we gotta get them over. Can you guys scoot? Sit next to Ray there, right there. Yeah, there. Have him put him next to you so he can turn around. Yeah, there you go. Everybody in your group? Everybody, can you guys see? Everybody can see? Okay. All right, great. So we're going to create a whole new conversation now. This is a conversation we created this distinction. Now we're going to live it. We're going to live inside a new possibility. So I want to create with you a possibility, what it is, right? So we want to distinguish what it takes to keep a possibility alive in existence powerfully over time. So does possibility live forever?
Yes.
It can if you keep it alive, right? Yeah. It's you keeping it alive. So it's important to realize that the existence of a possibility is not like the existence of an object. So a physical object exists in time and space. Yes?
Yes.
Now possibility exists in language. Yeah. So as a phenomenon in language, the impact of a possibility on your life is determined by the nature of the conversations in which it exists, by the nature of conversations. If a possibility only exists in the conversation you have with yourself, its existence and reality and power are limited. Can you see that? Yeah, it's coming actually from enrollment there. When a possibility exists in the conversations you have with others, its existence, reality, and power are dramatically altered, expanded. So by sharing with others the possibility that you're committed to fulfilling in life, your possibilities become more and more real for you, real in the world. So sharing the possibilities you're committed to on fulfilling in life gives you the opportunity to be known in the world by what you're committed to. So Delita now has a choice. She can be now known in the world, in her environment, in her community, for the possibility of being, junk-free and iPad-free. That's the possibility she created in all of you. So being known in the world as a possibility, it's extraordinarily powerful. And it's also very rare. How many people out there in the world talk like we do? Invent possibilities like us? Nobody does, right?
1.7, you're taking the forum.
Right. The people who've done the forum. 1.7. So let me ask you something. In the course of life, how do people know each other? Conversations? Language? Birth? Time? Listening? Being present? Interaction? Okay, thank you.
Google.
Google.
Instagram.
Yeah. Facebook. Sharing. People, let me tell you this, people are mostly known by, you ready? They're mostly known by the stories they tell and the rackets they run. You are not known in an environment as your possibility. No. You are known as your rackets or your stories. You guys got to get that. Or worse, people get known by rackets or that other people run on them. Don't you know somebody else by a racket that's been run on them? Yeah. Now, there's not a lot of power in being related to from a racket. like being related to by or to as a racket? There's just no power, yes? You've had people run rackets on you. Have you interacted with people who've said something about you? See, power, freedom, and self-expression are created when people know each other as the possibility and commitments they have invented for themselves in their lives. That's why sharing your transformation is critical. Let me say this again. Power, freedom, and self-expression are created when people know each other as the possibility and commitments they have invented for themselves in their lives. Look at Mother Teresa. Look at Gandhi. Martin Luther King Jr. Those are huge possibilities, yes? Yeah. In sports, what has a team be great is when the players relate to one another as the commitments they are for whatever game they're out to win. James LeBron. LeBron?
I'm more of a football fan.
LeBron James! My face red. James LeBron! I was writing it down this morning and I was like, that is so funny. I got the next one right though. The U.S. Women's World Cup team. How many of you guys, who watched the World Cup? Women's World Cup? Yeah. See, they're committed to the game that they want to win. The possibilities they are. In great relationships and great organizations, people who are known as great are known beyond their stories and their opinions. They're known for who they are as a possibility and for what they're committed to fulfilling. You know, the possibility I'm known for fulfilling is having the graduates back. You guys are the graduates. And that's how I want to be known in life. That's like the biggest, best relationship I have to humanity. You know? Like I know I'm a daughter, partner, and all that, an engineer. But really, the possibility of who I am is impacting humanity. You guys ever seen a salmon swim uphill?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the salmon for humanity. And it's seminar leader. It's not personal to Belinda. It's seminar leader. That's who I am for you. I alter life for that possibility. What we're going to do next is we're going to create a full-blown conversation for you. Okay? Of the possibilities that we are. So, listen, our next session is on August 19th. And it's going to give us the opportunity, it's going to give us the chance to be known in the world as the possibilities that we're committed to fulfilling. Specifically, our next session, right? It's going to give us the opportunity to express our commitment to the possibility of transformation. So session 7 is about expanding our own transformation and also expressing our commitment to the transformation of others and the transformation of life itself. And if you look, you might even remember the specific moment in the Landmark Forum or one of our other programs when you first created the commitment to making this education available to the people you love the most. So how many of you remember that moment? You got present to the forum or another program and your commitment to this, having this work be available to someone in your life. What was the moment?
In the forum?
Yeah, so there's a moment that you got present to that this work made available for other people, the people in your life. And do you remember that moment?
I would say more with the IFLP program.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sisters, when I did the IFLP program, it was just everyone.
So what was the moment? Do you remember the moment? There's a moment. If there's many moments, there's a moment.
I can't think of a specific moment,
Okay.
but it was like everyone I knew I talked to and I had them do the form.
Yeah.
Even people like that just popped out of the blue, just call them. Even people I didn't know, I'd walk into a room and just talking to people about doing the form.
The possibility you were for them, for humanity was,
That they have great lives. And they got to experience that through the forum. And it was mostly nearly in the IFLT program.
yeah. It's your possibility you invented.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Who else? Yeah, let's see. No, yeah. Is Nicholas in the back?
It was after I did the forum, after a couple of the seminars, I really didn't invite anybody, like it was part homework and I never really did it. And then I was sitting in the car with my best friend and I just looked at him, I was like, bro, to be honest with you, like, it's gonna sound weird, but I was like, yo, I love you, because I've known him for like 15 years. I was like, bro, I love you, just do the forum. It doesn't matter what it is, like, in 50 years from now, like, just like how I can change your mind a little bit thinking and how just being is worth it, whatever it is, just sign up. So I got him a thing and he's gonna sign up soon, so that was like a week or two ago.
You just went for it.
I was like, I just was like talking to him about it because he was asking me because I was going to like a seminar thing. He's like, yo, what is it? I was like, I can't really explain it. It's just like, it just changes your, like, your way of being. So he was like, definitely, like he told me, he's like, yo, if you're telling me that it did that for you, like it created a possibility for him to do it too because he said he's gonna do it, so.
Awesome. Great, Nicholas, thank you. That's your moment, yes. Who else? So the question is, when was the moment that you committed to having someone in your life look at being in the Landmark Forum? So my moment was the first time was in the Landmark Forum, and I thought, oh, you know, let me ask my boss. I walked up to him and I handed him this flyer, and she comes to Tuesday night. He goes, what is that? I said, doing the Landmark Forum. He goes, what's Landmark? It's like, oh, you'll find out. But he came, you know, and that was the first time I shared with him. And I've shared with, I mean, people at Dillard's, people at bus stops. I mean, I've shared with my family. I've, you know, Angela, shared now Angela's in here with us. You know, did I ever share with you guys the bus stop, riding the bus? I didn't share that with you?
Did you just share it like 5 minutes ago about
Did I?
the company?
Where you sat down next to the lady?
No, that was different. Oh, that bus. So no, I mean, I remember I was on US 1 and I was riding my bike with a friend of mine. We had our street bikes. We had all of our gear. And for some reason, you know, I got a flat tire and then I looked at but I had no repair. You just carry repair stuff with your street bike. Yeah, right? That's like a big no-no. I mean, you're riding miles, you need to have backup. So I was like, oh, I don't have it. And, you know, she wasn't just going to take off and leave me there, ride another 20 miles without me. So we were walking, and we looked up, there's like nowhere. I didn't have my phone on me. We didn't have keys anywhere. And then I looked down the road, about 5 minutes later, and here comes the big Broward County transit bus, the big bus, and I go, I wonder if he would pick us up. So we were waving like this, you know, can you pick us up? You know, and he waves, and then he kind of stops, and the next thing I know, he stops. There was no bus stop there. And I said, look, my flat tire is here. Can we put our bikes in? Yeah, it was so great. Yeah, the bikes there. Went up there, and we started taking, you know, driving off. Anyway, we're standing there, and I start talking to him. Real nice guy, great, whatever. And I said, you know, what's something you're passionate about in life? He goes, well, I wanted to go ahead and fly and be a pilot once, or get into, you know, this kind of flying and stuff. But I settled for driving buses or whatever. And I was like, well, you know, you can still do that. And, you know, we started talking some more, and I shared with them, like, look, there's this thing called, this course called the Landmark Forum. And we have events going all the time in Fort Lauderdale. And I want to invite you to an evening session. And he was like, well, let me talk to my wife. Okay, so I got his number, right? Why not? And I called him up and I said, hey, the next event's at this such time. It's, I think it was a Wednesday night or something. You guys, his wife, him, and his daughter came special evening and they registered. Yeah, so it can happen, I mean, anywhere. I wanted to share this for that person, and it's right now intending for the fulfillment of a possibility. So, yeah. I don't know, I keep in touch with him.
You still have his phone number.
Well, I should call him, right? So look, everybody had that moment. You guys had that moment, yes? Okay? Like, for some of us, that commitment's been dampened or suppressed. Maybe you've asked somebody that wants to come, and they said no. They look at you funny, like weird. Right? So, I want you guys to get present to that moment. The moment that you wanted to have, the moment that you had the commitment to have someone in your life look at being in a landmark forum. Okay? So you want to turn to your partner and share what that inspiring moment was like. Okay? And also share what the experience was of having, if you got squashed, if someone said no, if someone thought you were crazy, someone laughed at you, whatever. I wanted to share that experience too. So you're either inspired by the invitation or you got squashed, and share that, okay? Whatever. I'm going to give you 2 minutes each. Go and turn to your partner and share. Make sure you all have a partner.
We have a trio?
Yeah, trio's fine. Share in your groups. So go ahead and switch. If you haven't switched, you're going to go ahead and switch to the next person. We're going to give you 1 minute each. Please switch. Go to the next person. Okay, go ahead and switch. Please switch to the next person. 1 more minute. Please switch. Okay, please switch. One more minute. This is going to be the last minute. So we got one more minute. Thank you. Okay, but 30 more seconds. Start to wrap it up. 30 more seconds. Okay, start to wrap it up. Start to wrap it up. And please acknowledge your partner, your group, excuse me. Acknowledge your group. Okay. So that commitment for making the landmark forum available is generated from possibility itself. And it's naturally enlivening for you, isn't it? Yeah. And it's naturally inspiring and naturally fulfilling. So for many of you, that commitment goes, goes far beyond the commitment to your friends and families. Many of you have a deep commitment to making transformation available in your organizations or your schools, your jobs, in specific communities. Some of you may work for the government. So just take a look for a moment. What if this education were available in the school system? What if the landmark forum was available in the school system?
I think that
I'm looking over here at you two especially. Are you still in school? No? Okay. So what would be possible if the forum was available in the school system? This is our 15-year-old, right? 16? 15.
Is that, yeah. I feel like teenagers especially, they'll have it'll be easier for them to live in the society that we're in right now with all the judgment and social media. If this was available in the school system, it would definitely help a lot.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Let's acknowledge her. Can you imagine getting the forum when you're 15, 14, right? What if the people in your company had transformation available for them? Or your clients? Some of you are a boss and have clients or have employees. Yeah. What if transformation were available to them? What would be possible? Yeah.
maybe for employees.
Hold on.
For employees to grow up above their bubbles. Like the technicians, they work for me, for example, in pharmacy, they don't want to make that step. I feel like, and they're so smart. So I look at them, they know all the drugs, they know everything. They just can't take that one extra step.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah, they're stuck somewhere.
Stuck.
Yeah.
It will move them.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Let's acknowledge the leader. What would it look like if transformation were available in the government? I knew you guys were going to respond like that. have a lot, it'd be drastically different, wouldn't it? Yeah, right? What if every on the planet were transformed? 7 billion people. The prison system. What about the shootings, the mass shootings? What about war, right? I say that we all have a commitment, we all do, for humanity, that's in harmony with Landmark's commitment to have the power and magic of transformation be alive and be real for people. And our next session is for each of us and for us together as a body, as a seminar, to have the opportunity to fully express the possibility of transformation with the people in our lives. So every time someone completes the Landmark Forum, they're fulfilling on someone else's possibility and on someone else's commitment for them to have access to new living in a new realm. And that certainly was the case for me, and I'm sure it was for you guys, right? If you look at your process of transformation, you'll likely see that it started when someone made the opportunity of the Landmark Forum available for you. You will see that someone in your life stood for you, shared with you a possibility that touched you, and moved you and inspired you, and invited you to do the Landmark Forum. So who was that person for you? Real quick, shout it out. Who's the first name of the person? My person was Lisa.
Jessica Goldman.
Jessica.
Jose Servant.
Jose.
Karina Servant.
What's her name?
Karina Servant.
Karina, okay.
Steve and Barbara Newmark.
Steven, a friend of yours?
My aunt was the one, but they told me to do it. To
Okay.
Not to do it. She paid for it, but
Your aunt paid for it? Okay. All right, great.
And Steve Newmark.
And Steve, okay. Suzanne and Steve? Great. Who else? Yes.
Ilya Evans and Paul Jasmine.
Ilya Evans and Paul Jesmond, and they're friends of yours? Okay. How about over here?
Adeline Alexandria.
Adele and Adeline and
Alexandria.
Alexandria. 2 friends, right?
No, that's her last name.
Oh.
Adeline. Oh, just Adeline.
It's not like James LeBron, right? How about over here? Who invited you guys? Who invited you to Landmark?
My friend Ilona.
Ilona? I'll just say the first name. Ilona, okay, great. Now over here.
Mine was Tamar.
Tamar?
She's from my office.
She's from your office, okay.
She's taking the leader's program.
Great. How about you, Kiki?
Mine is Alice Lang.
Your roommate? Okay, good. Anybody else?